Hey y'all, here to review Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. What's this, season 2, episode 7, where we finally get to see Amber's reaction to Miles coming out to her. So basically, that's how it started, with her coming in. She sat down, and Miles basically told her the main reason why everything is the way that it is because I've been having problems with my sexual identity. I've been trying to figure out how to tell you, and I'm just letting you know that I've had feelings for the same sex, like attraction for the same sex. So she broke down, and then he said, I've been dating someone. So then he got up and he walked away because he didn't want, to deal with her reaction. So, while he walked away, she was in the room, and then she got up and she kept shouting, everybody was right, everybody was right. So in her confessional, she said that when they were in high school, that everybody would say that he was gay, but she would always defend him, just thinking that they were hating on him. And it's like, if everybody's saying he's gay, you might want to question that and side eye, But I mean, I get it. When you're in love with somebody, you blind to all of they flaws. Like, they no good, but you turn a blind eye on the stuff that they do. So it's like, if everybody is saying it, you might want to question it. And if people have said it before, and if you asked him and he denied it, then that's another thing. But if everybody's saying it, then you might want to listen. So I mean, it's Miles is at fault completely for leading her on, but Amber is at fault also, because she was in denial about it, So, at this point in time, Amber is angry, so she doesn't even want to talk to him. So, she spoke with her grandmother, and her grandmother was like, I knew it, I knew he was gay. I'm sorry that you have this hurt, you'll get through it. You'll be okay. I don't want this pain for you or whatever. And I feel bad for Amber, but at the same time, it's just something she got to deal with. And she was saying that, she feels like her future is over. And I'm like, Amber, you're still okay. Amber's not ugly, but she's not cute either. Like, she's funny looking to me. She's not an ugly girl, but she's funny looking. Cause she's not ugly to me. She's funny looking though. But it's not like, Miles is the last man on earth. I'm pretty sure you could find somebody else to build a life with. You just have to be smarter in your decisions, and don't turn a blind eye to any red flags that you see or hear. That's it in a nutshell. So I was like, she shouldn't even say that her future is over because Miles is not the last man on earth, So, what else happened? Because like I do every week, I'm not going through the whole episode because there's some stuff that be in here that be irrelevant. So, Nia is working out, like they're exercising, her, Nikki, and Shonda, and she tells them that her and Soulja Boy met up with Nas, and how she was reading the messages that Soulja was sending Nas, and how her and Nas started fighting. So Nikki is like, well, do you even want to be with him? Excuse me. After all of that. And Nia is like, I just want him to change, but I know that's not going to happen. So my whole thing is, if you know that he's not going to change, then why are you wasting your time? Like, really, like, you have a child to raise, and she should be your number one priority. You ain't got time to be raising another child, because clearly Soulja Boy has not grown up. In this year alone, he's been on 3 reality shows with 3 different women. Now, come on. Like, what does that say? He was on Sisterhood of Hip Hop with Diamond. He was just on the Westbrooks last week, and now he's on Love and Hip Hop, You know, so it's like, leave him alone, Nia. Move on. Like, it's not worth it. And then you fighting over this dude. This dude got you looking, he got you looking stupid all on social media, all on TV. Just leave him alone and move on and find somebody better. You wouldn't be going through this if you was with a man and not a boy. But anyway, so Nikki is like, well, Nas invited me to this thing she's hosting, and I'm gonna go and set the record straight with her because, you know, you're not gonna do that to my friend or whatever. So I'm like, oh boy, Nikki, you about to start some drama. So, Brandy meets up with Tiny, and she explains to Tiny what her and Max are going through, and Tiny is like, you're a little hot-headed, and I get why, you know, you're upset, but you have to take responsibility for your actions too. Don't just put the blame on him. Put the blame on yourself too, because y'all are in a marriage. So, you know, Brandy thought about it. One night Max came home. She was being romantic with him, and she told him, you know, I'm always pointing the finger at what you don't do, and I never give you credit for what you do. So, you know, I'm apologizing. I'm sorry I fly off the handle. You know, and he was like, well, I understand about the ring. And, you know, he got up and pulled out 2 boxes from the drawer, and it was 2 new, like, wedding bands or whatever. So I'm like, okay, that's sweet, but y'all still annoying. You know, you and Max are annoying. And, well, it's not even Max. It's Brandy. Brandy does too much. Oh, Brandy does too much in her confessionals. Like, she's too animated. It looked like she reading from a teleprompter. It's just annoying. But, yeah, so basically they made up. Great for them. Now, Tiara and Ray J meet up, and Ray J is like, you know, basically asking her what was her motive for, doing everything that she did with their relationship and telling Princess and all of that. And Tiara was like, you know, we were never friends, we were friendly, and it just happened that we were able to coexist and to talk and all of that. And Ray J was like, you weren't trying to be her friend because you had love for her. You were trying to be her friend on some foul stuff. You tried to get in her head and infiltrate the relationship, and you know, because you want to get back with me, which I kind of feel like there is truth to that. But I just feel like Tiara was being petty, period, because they humiliated her last year, so she wanted to humiliate them this year. But I don't really know. I mean, I don't think Tiara still has feelings for Ray J, but I mean, at the same time, if him and her have been together off and on for 9 years, like she said, it's hard not to have feelings for somebody like that, because y'all been together for a while. So, you know, he was just asking her, were you really Princess friend? And she never answered the question. And I mean, we can all see that she was never Princess friend, because from day one, she was sending, every time her and Princess would meet up, she was sending Ray J messages telling him what they were doing. So we all know that that Tiara was being petty. So basically they left on that note, and Ray J was like, don't call me no more. And Tiara was like, I hope you have a great bitch ass life. I'm like, okay, you too. But anyway, so now we get to Nia and Soulja Boy, and they're discussing the situation. And Nia is basically telling him, like, he's apologizing, and he's like, well, I'm apologizing. What more does she want me to do? I was wrong. So are we going to move on from it, or are you going to keep dwelling on it? And Nia is like, I want you to change. I want you to do better. And he's like, well, you want me to change right this minute? I can't change overnight. And she's like, he was like, I said sorry. What more do you want me to do? And she's like, well, I can't do anything with a sorry. And I'm like, exactly. And I'm like, here's the thing. When Neo got up and walked away, she was like, you know, basically like, she's done. And Soulja Boy, well, all right, well then F you then. Now, and he called her a bitch. So now, this is my thing. If this man has disrespected you more than once, every time he gets mad at you, he calls you a bitch, he calls you this, he calls you that, he blocks you on social media, that's all petty, childish stuff. But still, you want to make a relationship work with him. Leave it alone. Go on about your business. You're a pretty girl, you know. Go on about your business. You know, leave Soulja Boy alone. because he doesn't want to grow up. He's a Toys R Us kid, you know? So, anyway, we get to Nikki. She's at the little thing that Nas is hosting, and when she gets there, you know, Nas is like oblivious, like she has no clue as to what, you know, Nikki is thinking. So Nikki basically tells her, well, we no longer need your models for our fashion show, but I did want to come here and talk to you about the whole situation with Nia and blah blah blah. So Nas is like, well, that has nothing to do with you. And you know, Nikki is like, well, it does, because that's my friend. And she's like, why are you chasing her man? You know, he's with his girl 24/7. You know, that's his girlfriend. And she was like, okay. And at one point, I was the girlfriend too. Nikki's like, no, you were never the girlfriend. If he's putting up pictures with her, holding hands with her, y'all are not together. So Nas was like, I don't know why you're coming at me with my situation when you, Molly, and Maseca was going through the same thing last year. And my whole thing is, okay, Nas has a little bit of a point, but the difference between this situation and Molly, Maseca, and Nikki is that Nikki and Molly were actually involved with each other. And Molly was involved with Maseca after him and Nikki broke up. So, you know, I mean, it's a similarity because Molly was lying to both of them. Molly was lying to Nikki and Maseca. And then all Nikki was trying to do was get the truth out of Molly because she got the truth from Maseca. But the fact remains, like, I don't remember at any point Soulja Boy ever calling Nas his girlfriend. He did say he was messing around with her, but I don't remember him ever saying that Nas was his girlfriend. And that's the thing. You know, he never admitted it. So maybe in her mind, she thought that she was his girlfriend, or maybe what he was saying was leading her on. I don't know. But I'm like, no, Nas, you were never the girlfriend. You were the side chick. Whenever he got mad at Nia, he would, you know, flip on her and not want to be bothered with her, and then he go and mess with you. That's what it sounds like. So her and Nikki going back and forth like they about to fight. Next thing you know, Nas turns around and throws up, and not she ain't throw up once, she threw up like 3 times, and then at one point she took her throw up and threw it at Nikki. Nasty. So I'm like, what the hell? So, you know, Nikki is like, you sitting up here throwing up, and Nas is like, yeah, I threw up because your face makes me throw up. And I'm like, I can't. That whole scene was just ratchet as hell. So finally we get to the end where Miles finally tells his sisters that he's gay, and you know what, and his sisters are, you know, shocked. And, you know, his sister said that, you know, he's the only boy. They wanted him to have kids, have a wife, and, you know, and basically she was like, so, you know, we have morals, so what are you really trying to say, you know, F God? And I was like, okay, this is what I hate about when people come out. Y'all want to throw religion and God and all of that in it when it has nothing to do with that. Now, okay, y'all may have grown up on, you know, whatever religion you have, but don't put God in it. Take God out of the equation and have a heart-to-heart with your brother who's, you know, trying to muscle up the courage to tell you that this is what he's going through. So, I mean, I just wish people would stop being so negative. Like, y'all are the ones that make the whole, you know, the whole situation with people trying to come out difficult. Don't look at that person as a sinner, because I'm pretty sure you've all sinned or whatever and whatnot. No sin is greater than the next, and no sin is worse than the next. A sin is a sin. So if you want to look at being gay and all this other stuff as a sin, look at what you've done in your life that wasn't right, that they say not to do in the Bible. So you can't sit up here and say, you know, just because a person is coming out the closet, that being gay is like a slap in the face to God, because it's not. It's all about what's in your heart, basically. Like, that's what it is when it comes to God. It's about how good of a person you are. your character. So to say that, I was kind of upset when she said that, but in the end, they did support him. They were just worried about what's gonna happen now, because it's gonna be hard for him, and it is, because there's people on this earth that they just judge and judge and judge and judge and don't look in the mirror at themselves. But I mean, when it's your family, it's a lot more harder, because then you have no support. You have no support. So when you have no support, you feel alone, you feel abandoned, you start thinking thoughts, you start wanting to harm yourself. So, you know, at least his sisters were like, well, you know what, we're going to get through this. You're still our baby brother and we love you. So that was basically the end of the episode. And I mean, it was an okay episode. Like, I mean, that was the best part. Like, that's what everybody was looking forward to. Him finally coming out to Amber and his family and everything. So, I mean, it was pretty good for what it was. Now they're supposed to have the Out in Hip Hop's coming on in a few minutes. Special come on at 11. I am going to review that as well. But, that was Love and Hip Hop Hollywood's, season 2, episode 7. So, I'll see you in the next video. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. Later.